Welcome back. Here with us on Urban Debate on Mirror Now. Let's tell you the latest update as far as the third wave of COVID is concerned in the country. 10 cities across the country are showing a consistent increase in COVID case count and positivity rate. Now, these cities include Bengaluru, Urban, Pune, Ahmedabad, among many others. A week-on-week comparison from 9th to 15th of January to 16th to 22nd of January has shown an upward trend, at least in these cities. Meanwhile, there are 5 big cities that are showing a dip in case count as well, and these include Mumbai, Thane, Gurugram, Chennai and Gautam Buddha Nagar. Also, community transmission of Omicron is seen in 410 districts, where positivity rate has jumped to over 10%. So this is how India's COVID scenario is looking like right now. There are some districts of concern because now we are seeing a spike in COVID cases there, but cities like Mumbai and Delhi, which in the first phase saw an unprecedented spike in cases, are looking slightly better. The positivity rate has been steadily coming down, but now there are new cities of concern that have emerged as well. We'll be going across to my colleagues to get you more details on the cities of concern. We have Revati joining us and Ayushman also live with us this evening. Revati, to you first. Bengaluru clearly is becoming a cause of big concern. Tell us how the numbers are, looking like right now.
Well, overall, Bengaluru contributes to around 50% of the total number of cases from Karnataka. In fact, today's numbers have just come, and close to 45,000 new cases have been reported in Karnataka, where out of which Bangalore has reported around 21,000 new cases. Now, although these numbers look very high when compared to numbers from other cities in the country, this is along expected lines. The projection was that January 25th or closer to the end of January is when Bengaluru will see its peak, and followed by a class of 1 or 2 weeks for the other districts in Karnataka. So while the numbers seem very high when you compare to other cities, the peak for Bangalore was projected to be around this time. So it is a long expected line. So for the government and for the health department, they were completely prepared for this in terms of the numbers. So for a couple of days more, probably we will see those high numbers, and then we will see a downfall from there as far as Bengaluru is concerned, and then we will see numbers going up from other districts in Karnataka. That is already being seen because Bengaluru used to contribute to about 80% of the total cases from Karnataka, but now last couple of days we're seeing that it contributes to about 50% of the total cases, which means that the cases are slowly moving to the other districts, and then we will see the peak coming in first week of February probably, and by mid-February, the third wave peak should slowly go down, is what the experts tell us.
For the moment for joining us with all of those details about Bengaluru. Let me go across to Ayushman as well. Ayushman, good evening. In Delhi, the case count has been coming down, positivity rate has been coming down as well. But over the last few days, we've seen the number of deaths going up. How is the situation today? Ayushman, can you hear me? Okay. We will try and reconnect with Ayushman in just a bit, but the situation, as Revati was telling us, in Bengaluru is not looking very good, and we are expecting to see a peak around the first week of February. That's the expectation, but the way cases are increasing, it is clearly a cause of concern. However, cities like Delhi and Mumbai, where in the first phase, in the beginning of January, the positivity rate went up sharply, there we have seen a steady decline as well. But there are 10 big cities that the government has identified where there has been a steady rise in COVID cases. For example, Pune has seen a positivity rate increasing from about 33% to 43.4%. Let's go back to Ayushman, who is live with us for more on this. Ayushman, before I talk to you about the 10 worst affected cities right now in the country, I want to talk to you about the national capital, where the situation is looking slightly better in terms of positivity rate and COVID case count. But number of deaths over the last few days had gone up. How is the situation today?
Well, more than 3,400 is the case decline that we have seen. Yesterday, we saw more than 9,000 cases in the national capital. Today, it has come down to about 5,400. The toll due to COVID is definitely concerning, because in the previous week, we saw the average of about 30 deaths, and today also 30 deaths have taken place. The positivity is somewhere close to about 11%, but the fatality is something that is really concerning. Overall, if you see, the sense is that Delhi has spent well past the peak of the third wave that we saw in the national capital. Yes, the fatalities are a matter of concern, but what the officials are telling us is that mostly the comorbid and the unvaccinated category people are dying. Those in the vulnerable group, those who haven't taken the vaccine, are the ones who are contracting this infection and ultimately dying due to COVID.
Right. Ayushman, could you also now tell us a little bit about the other cities which are, the worst hit cities right now? We know about Bengaluru, we know about Pune. Which other cities are seeing a spike in cases?
Well, we wanted to understand from Health Ministry. They do that week to week analysis on the case rise. So we wanted to understand what has happened in top 10 districts or 15 districts. So we got the data from the Health Ministry, and that shows that Kerala is currently the most concerning state. 3 districts are there. Thiruvananthapuram is there. Kozhikode is there, and Ernakulam is also there, where the case rise is in a positive trend and the numbers are concerning. We have Uttar Pradesh, where Lucknow is showing an upward trend. Also from Maharashtra, Mumbai and Thane continue to see decline, but Pune and Nagpur are reporting the positive growth. From Odisha, Khordha is the district from where the positivity trend is rising. So these are some of the districts where the positivity rate is increasing. It becomes important to highlight here that a month ago, India had only 2 districts reporting only 10% positivity. Today, we have more than 400
Right.
districts reporting 10% positivity.
All right, Ayushman, appreciate you joining us with all of those details. You're telling us that Kerala, as we speak, is the worst hit state, but there are many other districts as well. For example, Pune, Ahmedabad, Thiruvananthapuram, other cities where the positivity rate has been steadily going up, and that is definitely a cause of concern. These also include Ernakulam, Nagpur, Coimbatore, Kozhikode, and Bengaluru Urban. Specifically, the data that you can see on your screens as well, where you can see how the positivity rate in just 1 week has gone up sharply, and these are clearly the cities of concern for the Ministry of Health during this phase of the third wave of COVID pandemic. We'll also try and go across to my colleague Disha to understand how the situation is in Mumbai right now. The cases clearly have come down in Mumbai, but not across Maharashtra. For example, in Nagpur, the situation continues to remain quite bad. Disha is live with us this evening. Disha, good evening. So, Mumbai might be looking slightly better, but there are many other cities in Maharashtra where the situation isn't looking very good.
Well, that is right. As far as Mumbai is concerned, we have seen a decline in the COVID-19 cases, especially in the last 10 days, from 20,000 to almost touching 2,000 in the span of 10 to 12 days. But the situation is definitely not the same in the other cities like Pune, Nagpur also for that matter, where the cases continue to rise and there is no sign of down trend all as far as COVID-19 cases is concerned. In fact, the situation still continues to be grim, and that's the reason today across Maharashtra we saw that where the cases are less, the schools had reopened, but the similar situation was not there for Pune. Still for 1 week they are planning to see a wait and watch sort of a mode because the cases continue to rise. So definitely now for the government, the priority is to monitor these particular cities like Pune and Nagpur, where the positivity rate is increasing, where the COVID-19 daily cases are increasing, and what is the factor which is leading to the rise is something which is still under consideration for the government authorities.
All right. Thank you very much, Disha, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. And with this, we will slip into another very, very short break, but there's lots lined up for you on the other side as well. Stay with us.